What the fuck? Chulip is a very unusual game. It won't be remembered in history as a masterpiece, especially when you compare it to its incredible competition on the PlayStation 2. Back in 2007, when Chulip released in the West, we were all too busy diddling our favorite plastic guitar to likely even notice the game's release. However, if you were one of the few who waddled into GameStop at the ripe age of 13 and convinced your mom to buy you this goofy little dude,
Hi, how are you?
well then, you stumbled across one of the most wonderfully surreal games there is. Chulip is about a broke-ass dude who ain't got no bitches. But hey, good news, a tree with a human face grafted onto it showed you the love of your life. A few law-binding words and boom, he marries you right then and there. And then poof, you wake up and it was all a dream. But she wasn't. There she is, standing right before you, and as you talk to her, you think you have it. This has to be fate. Until she calls you a poor, kissless weirdo who, by the way, just isn't her type. So what can you do?
No, there's something far more logical than that. You have to rise up, get stronger, and prove to her that you're a man with a strong heart by writing her a love letter. Unfortunately, you absolutely suck at writing love letters. Your earlobes are fresh, like plump, juicy grapes in a royal fruit salad. Seedless, of course. Let me toss your salad. Without the heart to put into your letter, your words will never reach her. Thankfully, Mr. Suzuki, this little goblin-headed freak man, is gonna show you the sweet, sweet ways of love. This, of course, can only be achieved in one way and one way only. By becoming the town whore and kissing every single thing you can. It doesn't matter what it is. A human? Smooching. An animal? Smooching. This abomination you found in a hole? Hardcore smooching. If it's got lips, he's coming for you. Cue Chulip's main gameplay. You explore this small rural Japanese town and learn about the residents that live there. Everyone runs on clockwork, operating under a Majora's Mask-style clock system. You quickly find out while meandering around that everyone's pretty damn miserable. One of the key themes asked throughout the duration of the game's narrative is, what is one's happiness? Every resident has an idea of what makes them happy, but a majority of their day-to-day life interrupts that happiness. Only in those brief moments of bliss can you enter Viva and kiss these residents. So our protagonist, the poor boy, sets out to learn about all these residents and help them find their happiness. This leads us to many heart-wrenching stories that commentate on the difficulties of every facet of life, from forsaking your passions for a paycheck, grieving for a loved one, to domestic abuse. We navigate these hard subjects in a world where the absurdity and surrealness of its characters juxtapose the severity of what's happening on screen. And as each story comes to a close, you sit there for a brief moment and tell yourself you're not about to cry. The mood is shattered. We're in space, baby. It's sexy time. Give me those lips, you devilish lion statue, you. So if this game has such a captivating storytelling experience, why haven't you heard of it before? Well, that's because it's kinda... Now, don't get me wrong, I adore Chulip immensely, but biases aside, this game has an absurd amount of problems. Let's start with the main gameplay loop. Oh, I'm sorry, me playing on the swings injures me, but getting my butt finger fiddled by Popeye's cousin heals me? Yeah, okay, sure. For an adventure game, exploration is a pretty core pillar of design to that genre, but man, does this game do everything in its power to punish you for doing just that. With no gate on damage depending on your level or what area you're in, you will certainly die to some absurd thing that had no indication that it would kill you. Fuck. And buckle up, cause it's 2007, we don't have automatic save points. Hope you didn't decide to read a comic and just happened to find that comic so boring it literally killed you, resetting the hours of work that you just did. Okay, whatever. It's a trial and error style of game. Dark Souls made us all gush over that genre and convinced us it was fun, so why can't this classic game, right? Well, that's because Dark Souls mechanics are polished, while the gameplay of Chulip isn't even explained. You're dropped into the void of Long Life Town, and all you're told is, hit triangle to kiss, bozo. To say there's a lack of tutorial is the most gracious way that I can put it. Let's be real, if you've played this game, you more than likely got it in 2012 as the digital release on the PS3's classic game store. To those few people who did play it, were you even aware of arguably the best game design in Chulip, the name card system? This system allows you to give your name card, essentially a business card, to other residents to receive theirs in return. You can then show their cards to other people to learn information about them that helps you solve puzzles, stories, and key plot lines. You can also show them any item you find in the game to get their insight. Cool, so Chulip was a sleuthy detective game all along. Except you only have a slim chance of Mr. Suzuki, the little fetus with feet, to even mention the system unless you do a very specific set of inputs on an entirely optional dialogue. If you don't, you're not only a poor boy, you're a blind boy, missing out on what makes this game great. But don't worry guys, the developers realized this issue, and they found an intuitive solution. They stuck a step-by-step walkthrough and explanation of the entire game in the manual. A manual you don't have because the only people who really played Chulip bought the digital copy. You know what? That's okay. It probably wouldn't have helped you anyway because half of these puzzles are unsolvable, as is, even with the card system. Part of this is because of the bad design work, but a fair part of it was just lost in translation. There are several chunks of dialogue that are just missing, scrambled, or incomprehensible. Good luck on solving this puzzle when all the love interest tells you is this. What do you mean you don't eat? So we're left high and dry in a game with poorly explained mechanics, brutal exploration systems, frustratingly difficult puzzles with no rhyme or reason to solutions, and you're still posing us the questions of should I play Chulip? You're damn right I am. Chulip has one of the most enthralling art directions and atmospheres that I've experienced in a game. It's a beautiful story of self-growth and maturing as an individual. This is highlighted through the poor boy's search for love, not only romantic, but an altruistic sense as well, showcasing that doing good isn't always rewarded through material means like we so often see in games. It can be a rewarding and intimate display of affection for another person. As each story concluded, I found myself yearning to discover the next. As the game continues to progress, you begin to see the bleak, solemn town seemingly breathing new life as the residents begin to see what truly makes them happy. I will think back to the time I sat on a couch with one of my best friends experiencing this one-of-a-kind game together with a smile. Chulip will always be a game I'm extremely happy I beat 100%, and I hope to never have to boot up and play again. Should you play Chulip? Yeah.